Hello. Hi, everyone. I'm Whitney Reynolds. I'm your MC. This is our last session of the day. I feel like I'm going to really miss everybody. I'm not ready for this powerhouse day to be over. Whose first session is it right now? Oh, we got some newbies. Okay, great. Now, who's returning? Yep, everybody else. Great. Well, if you are new here, I do the Whitney Reynolds Show on PBS. I'm a safe space for stories. I love people, and I love intriguing people. And our two next guests are truly amazing. Now, everyone out here is looking stylish. I'm dressed head to toe in Marshalls, of course, but y'all look so great as well. And we know that style is more than just wearing what's on trend. It's about finding the pieces that make you feel your best. And you know, Marshalls did a study recently, and they said 87% of women that they surveyed say having a sense of self-worth and confidence is important to achieving their ideal life. Now, I believe that, do you? Yeah, okay, confidence is important. And our next two guests know that very well, Karen Blanchard and Nicole. Now, Karen, who is in her second year as a Marshalls partner, is a British-born fashion and lifestyle blogger. She's also a stylist and influencer, known for her unique personal style and eye for fashion. I got to meet her in the green room, and I knew exactly that was her coming in as soon as she walked in. She has worked with several household brands and has been featured in publications such as In Style and Vogue. She joins us with some fresh inspo, having just returned, and this is just fresh off the presses, Milan Fashion Week, okay? Amber is also coming out with her, and she is a creative soul whose story is a salute to resilience, authenticity, and magic of self-love. Diagnosed with vitiligo at the age of 10, her journey with makeup initially started as a means to cover her expanding spots. But she decided to reject the discomfort of hiding behind makeup and embrace her true uniqueness. Let's welcome them both out.
Okay. Hello, oh, the mic is working. Hello, everybody. Hi. Hello. Oh, it's so nice. Well, welcome to Marshall's Good Stuff. And I wanted you to just relax, enjoy this hour. We're just going to chill. We're going to talk about style. We're going to talk about fashion, obviously. But we're going to talk about how it relates to confidence and just building our confidence and making us feeling good about ourselves. Because clothes, to me, are not just clothes. They do truly make you feel good, right? So that's what this is going to be about. And this is interactive. So if you've got questions, save them at the end. And let's just have a good old, as I say in England, chinwag. Chat together, okay? Good.
I like that. I'm going to have to keep that in mind.
You're going to have to keep that one?
Chinwag.
A little chinwag, yeah, exactly. Okay, so kicking off, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about myself. So I have actually been doing content creation since 2009. I started with a blog called Where Did You Get That? And I literally hated my day job. It was working in a printing company, nothing to do with fashion. And I started the blog as an outlet. It was like a personal diary, and it was just a way to just escape doing that 9 to 5, because I was literally dying a slow death at my desk every single day. Some of you are like nodding, like you can relate to that. So it was literally just a diary. It wasn't about money. It was just about filling a hole that I had here. And it just slowly grew over time. And I remember, I never forget when I saw 7 views on my blog. I went, oh, 7 people are looking. But then I realized I was probably just looking back myself every now and again. It was just me. It was so funny. Yeah. Anyway, fast forward all that time, and I'm still, to this day, doing what I love. That 9 to 5, I ended up leaving it. They were laying off people, but I wanted to quit that job. And I did quit that job because I just felt confidence with doing that blog. And it was, like I said, it filled a hole here. And I felt confident enough to say I was going to resign to my boss. And they beat me to it. They actually laid me off. So it was like the universe was answering. I believe in the universe and manifestation. I believe that's what happened, right? Yeah. I believe that to today. It's why I'm in this country in left line. I know I was meant to be here in America, and I just didn't know the why. But that's for the universe to figure out. So I'm going off tangent. So I ended up doing this full time. I got pushed off a cliff when they laid me off, and I was free falling because I was essentially a freelancer at that point. But I loved doing it. That's the key, love. I keep saying the word love because that's what's important. I loved doing it. And even though I couldn't figure out how do you make money, I just slowly learned because I wanted to learn. And I didn't know, I knew I loved fashion. I knew I loved playing with clothes. I just didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know what my career was going to be. I just loved clothes. Period, full stop. Didn't know how to take it further than that.
Yeah.
But I still love doing it to this day, and it's one of my favorite things to do. And now I do YouTube as well, so everything's about video, right? So it gives me a chance to go from still static images to actually just like talking, which I love to do. Love, that word again. But that's me. Amber?
Well, hello, everyone. I feel like I kind of have almost like a similar story. So I grew up going to a Catholic school. So, of course, if you go to Catholic schools, you have to wear a uniform. They are not big on, like, self-expression at all. And because I have vitiligo, my mom, she always told me that you have to trick it out. So when she said that, she's like, trick out your hair, your makeup, what you're wearing. So I would try my best to accessorize in school with like scarves and colorful socks. And of course, I got so many detentions, but I just did not want them to just like stifle like, you know, my creativity and my confidence. And so I ended up going to school. I went to school here, Columbia College, Chicago, for fashion. I studied fashion business. And so with that, I realized, I think halfway through my sophomore year going into my junior year, I'm like, okay, I'm going on the road to being in corporate America. And I realized what that meant. It meant like almost being back in Catholic school. You have to be very clean cut, no colored hair, no fancy nails. And I was like, you know what? I'm way too creative and way too expressive for that. So I decided to pivot. Then I'm like, I'm going to get my degree, but I'm going to do my own business. And so I started to do skincare. And that's where I thought I was going to live. I was going to do skincare, and I was going to kind of model on the side. And I got my chance to model. I actually got contracted by Wilhelmina Models, but I decided that I didn't want to model. I had my full experience and everything, but I always knew that I wanted to get back into fashion. So once I had my business and that was going well, I got really sick. I got really debilitating migraines, and I had a headache every single day for 6 months straight, and it led me to close down my business. And I had a successful kiosk up at Old Orchard Mall and Woodfield Mall, but I had to close those down. And it was in that really dark time that I pivoted and started doing content creation. And I kind of just threw some things out there and see what stuck, and fashion and beauty did. And I've always been into makeup. I've always been into fashion. So it just really aligned. And I just feel like with my platform, I just really want to show people that no matter how you feel about yourself, no matter what society is saying about yourself, showing up and being your authentic self and expressing yourself through beauty and fashion is the way to go.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I've been doing content creation for like 3 years now, so, yeah.
All right, so we're going to have a little class in session, which is I'm going to talk about these images that you're seeing right next to you, well, next to us. I'm going to get up so you can just see them properly. Now, I was recently at New York Fashion Week, Milan Fashion Week, and Paris Fashion Week. And whilst I was there, I decided to, well, I was shooting some of the looks that I saw. So all these images are my own. And I thought I wanted to show them to you because they really help to talk about what we talk about, which is confidence and style and just understanding how to play with your clothes and your outfits. Now, this first one is about texture. And I remember I saw this look with this jacket, and I just thought all of this work, right, because it's so ornate, but the reason why this works is because of the two color combinations. That kind of chocolate brown with this red are two colors that always work together. All right, so that's just something to remember. So when you're dressing in the morning and you're trying to figure out what color combos to wear, and it will help you when you're armed with this kind of information so you know how to put looks together. So this was why I chose this particular one. Now, next up, this look is about layers. I took this one because I loved, everything here is from spring, summer. So this one is because it's all about sheer layers, because during Fashion Week, everything that I saw coming through mainly is about sheerness and lightness because it's the spring's next season, right? So what I loved about it is that it might be difficult to see, but she's wearing like a transparent long jacket with a button-up white shirt underneath it. And then she's got like a skirting or trousers underneath that with the pale bag. So it's all those pastel colors, but it's really muted, it's really sheer, and it's very, very simple, but it also looks super contemporary at the same time. Like just when you just do little things like that, like doing up your shirt button here, that instantly makes your outfit just feel a little bit more contemporary, just instead of just leaving it open. And you could even go a step further. Like if I had to make this me, like if I had to Karenify this outfit, which is a word I just made up, I would probably add like a white men's tie. I know how to tie ties from going to school. Once you learn how, it's like riding a bike. Once you know how to tie a tie, you just know for life. I'd probably add one right here, just to add another layer to it. So that's just me. Here's another take on layers, but colorfully done. Now, this was also, I believe, at Milan Fashion Week. So I just loved this color combination, and that is what this is about. This straddles easily the fall colors as well as the spring-summer colors of next season. And I just thought it was such an effortless but easy look to replicate. Again, it's because the color combinations, and it's so funny. No lie, I was in Marshall's, I think it was just before I actually started the whole Fashion Month marathon, and I saw a dress that was similar to this, and I just thought, wow. Because you just never know, you just don't know when you go to Marshall's when you're going to find something that's really good. So I saw something that's very similar to this. It was so funny seeing this. And I love the idea, like, if you're doing this in the fall, just add like a burgundy tight with it. You know, yeah, so just make it really easy. And that's just like a nice way to add another layer on top. I could see this being like a burgundy strong lip as well, just to add the makeup in as well. Now, for the last one, which is me, and this is just about monochromatic. Now, I wanted something very bold and very, very just a statement, but simple to do. So this was sleeveless, which you may see, there's a line right there. I layered it with a polo neck or turtleneck, underneath it in the same red color. And it's just a very smart way of making this look like a cohesive long sleeve dress. And that's all I did. So it's a way to confidently wear something that's sleeveless, but add sleeves. Yeah. So that's exactly what I did here. So that, and I just took it even a step further. I did the red bag and the, you know, this complete red on red on red. You don't have to go that far, but this is a nice trick to do with layering. And you can be any color. It could be black, red, doesn't matter, white. You pick your favorite color and you can easily create this combination. And that's why I liked it. And again, these are the kind of looks you can pull anytime, day or night, from Marshall's. Now, I just want to show you this really quickly here. We pulled some looks, but I just wanted to show you that you can already see some monochromatic colors that are coming together. And also even these. They're very, very similar-y family tones together. So I can imagine pairing these two together. I'd put a black turtleneck underneath it, and you can just add like a simple, like a cranberry-colored burgundy scarf, the boots, and just keep going, just layering it together. So it's just really easy ways to create a monochromatic look. But you can also do it, let me come on this side, sorry, Amber. Oh, no, you can do it on this way with just like, pick your favorite colors. So if you like chocolates, you just start going here. Everything, all this is Marshall's. Just pick something like this. Do you know what I mean? And this, actually, I really like that. This is, this is going to disappear later. So do you know what I mean? Like, this is all monochromatic looks, but this is a very easy way. Like, if you're not confident with like your style and your fashion and you just don't know how to do it, pick your favorite color and just get it in different textures. And that's how you can just come across like you know what you're talking about. It's a way
to keep it simple and
that's
not overcomplicate
it. That's exactly what it is, yeah.
Because sometimes when it comes to when you're trying to find your style or be fashionable, sometimes you can see people that have these extravagant outfits and they're playing with color and texture and so many different things, and it can intimidate you at first. I know it did for me. And so to keep things simple, you can opt for a monochromatic look where it keeps it so easy, so simple, and like you can have a timeless look time and time after again with just replicating that with different colors and textures.
Fantastic, that's exactly right. So, on that note, talking about style and fashion and stuff, I have questions to ask. What is your go-to, I'm going to ask you a lot too. What is your go-to fall outfit?
Okay, now you guys.
If you have one.
Yes, don't eat me up, okay, because I'm a very simple girl because I'm not doing much on the day-to-day, but I love like a cozy, just kind of like button-up sweater, like a jumper with really nice leggings. That's my go-to because I'm usually just around the house chilling or running errands. Honestly, I'm at Marshall's or Home Goods or something. That's where I live. So, yeah, that's kind of like my go-to. But if I'm going out, I'm definitely going to probably opt for a monochromatic look to keep it simple and not stress myself out. I want to be fashionable, I want to be put together, but I don't want to overcomplicate it for myself. So, yeah.
Does anyone out here have a favorite fall outfit? Like every single fall, you think about this particular look or a particular item. Is there a jacket or is there a coat or is there a color that you always like? Is there a specific color that you always like to wear? You can just go on. Browns, yeah.
And I have denim with black.
Denim with black, so blue with black.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
I love.
have a pop rhinestone or something like that.
Oh, I love that. I don't know if any of you know me, but if you don't, I always go to the men's section in Marshalls. Anywhere. It's just like my favorite place to find pieces. This jacket is men's. So I'm always going to the men's. It's just like, that's my thing. That's my thing. Okay. Oh, this is a good one. This is like either or. Suede or leather?
Leather. And I say leather because leather is just sexy. And if you're trying to get more into your confidence and your self-worth, like take a little bit of risk. Risk is where you find yourself. Taking risk is where growth happens. So get a little risky. Put the leather on. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, in case you hadn't noticed, my answer to that
It's suede.
Okay. Hands up. Suede. No, because I would say both. Leather. Most of, okay, so we've got leather. Yeah, most of them is leather. Okay, so that's good to know. All right, so, go-to fall color and why?
I would say mauve. And I would say mauve.
Is that like purple?
It's kind of like a pinky,
yes.
gray.
Yeah.
Yes, and I say that because if anybody follows me here, I am obsessed with pink. If you came into my house, you would be like, girl. Yeah, I love pink. So, of course, I would love to pop in a little bit of, like, pink in the fall, but that mauve, it's not too bright, it's not too dark. It still keeps things, light and vibrant. So I would say mauve, yeah. Okay,
and what was it? So my go-to fall color and why. Mine is probably, I have two, and it's trending right now. But in my defense, I've always liked burgundy. And I have things going back years that are burgundy. But burgundy is just like chef's kiss. It's just one of my perennial favorites, and it will lead into the next section, which is talking about the mannequins that we've styled back here. There is some burgundies on the stage. And outside of that, browns. I love browns. I think they're such a good color, and I think they're so soft, and there's so many, and it's versatile because you can have this tan, but you can have that turtleneck that I showed you earlier that's on the railing, that's like a darker, so we just layering up those different shades of brown.
Yeah.
That's just sick.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so, this is the good part. Well, not that it wasn't before. Now we're talking about the mannequins.
Okay.
All right, so monochromatics, that's me, right?
Yeah, so we both have monochromatics.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to go first? You go first.
You can go first. It's okay.
All right, then I'll go. Okay, so I did two mannequins, this one and the one on the other side. So for the monochromatic look, although this also qualifies as monochromatic, but it's because it's black. So that's a version of monochromatic because it's black on black on black, just different textures because it's got like the faux leather with the bomber and then you've got the bag. So that's another version with the leather. But this I did as the monochromatic. Let me come around this side instead. Because what I did with this one was, I'm going to undo this first so you can see properly how it looks. Now, what I probably would have done as well is I would have just gone for like a burgundy or a similar, or even an eggplant jacket or coat would look sick with this. Couldn't find one, but you get the idea in my head, right? So, but when I opened it, you can instantly see the whole, like, I don't knock the mannequin over. You can see the whole look of just like It's burgundy, one of her favorite colors. It's one of the hottest colors of this season is those two. It's burgundy and it is chocolate brown. So that's why I went with this particular look. I love a good midi skirt, a long skirt. It's practical, keeps your legs warm in the changing seasons. And I like the fact that it's two different textures. So you've got like the faux leather combined with the knit as well. And it's thin enough, which makes it practical because fall is a really weird season. 1 minute it's really warm and then it's really cold.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be stuck in either. So it's nice to have the versatility of something thin underneath it. And then obviously I just finished it off with, going all to town with the bag and the loafers as well. Loafers is also pretty big in this season. And I think it's great because it's practical, it's easy to wear. And this is the good shoe to wear before you transition into your boots, even though we all love boots. Now, what I liked about this particular jacket is just a styling element. So first off, you could change this out and just use a leather belt. Everyone probably has a leather belt at home. So you could have put like a brown or a darker brown or even a burgundy, if you have it, belt. Don't forget to check the men's sections of Marshalls. I find their belts for the men's are chef's kiss. They're really, really good. And they're simple, they're plain as well. Now, this is a shawl jacket, but a way to make this, let me see if I've got my clip in my pocket. I don't think I have, but I'm going to do without it. This is okay. This is how I make it me. Watch this. I would take this. Take this. I would tuck this under here. And I would just put a brooch, right? That's sick. I'm sorry. Nobody can tell me otherwise. So, and just put a brooch right there would be so, so sick. So, you're welcome. You're not going to go home now. I know. You're going to go, oh, what's she saying? Let me find out I got in my wardrobe. So I could just see that. And that is just chic for days. I love it. It's such a cool look. So, yeah. Anyway, so who's next? Oh, outerwear and statement details. So I'm going to go to my next one, which is over here. Obviously, like I said before, this is very much also can be under the theme of monochromatics because it's all black. But I've got the statement, which is this bag. Can I just borrow your bag? So cute, right? I know. And the shape of it, this crescent shape. This is giving very designer feels with that kind of woven-ish kind of leather. And it's such a simple, easy, right? It's really, really nice. I love this. So I just thought it was just a nice way to break up black on black on black and just add, huh? You want that bag? I wonder if I should give you this bag. Let me see, what are you wearing?
Black.
But you got grey as well. So it looks good. No, it looks, I can actually see the bag on you. It will look quite good, yeah. Okay, well, later. So, yeah, I just thought this is a very Karen outfit because I love to wear bomber jackets. And when I saw this on the Marshalls website, I just went straight to it. They had it in emerald green as well.
Yes.
Sick, because jewel tones are forever fall colors. Emerald greens, sapphire blues, ruby reds, that kind of eggplant, burgundy color, which is currently at the moment. Jewel tones will never lead you wrong every single fall. I don't care what is trending. You wear jewel tones, you're good. So, again, I love a good midi skirt. I love faux leather skirts. I own at least 4 in my wardrobe. Every single fall and winter, I pull them out. I love to toughen it up with a good combat boot. These are really easy. You can find these, obviously, at Marshalls. Just really simple. You just pick one that's good for you. I love that it's a platform. It makes it very comfortable. It's perfect when it starts to snow later because, you've got that extra bit of sole on the sidewalk when you're walking around. So it's really, really good. You can wear this with absolutely anything, these boots. And it's just a nice way to just toughen up an outfit, but it looks really chic and easy when you combine it with a long midi skirt as well. So that's really my vibe. And also, it's still bright. That's the thing in America. England is the other way around. It's like umbrellas. It's so depressing. But in America, I've noticed that it's so sunny during the fall season. So bung on your shades. That is the fastest way to make you look chic and feel confident. You've not got any makeup on or your makeup looks crap. You don't like the way it came out, bung your shades on. instantly you're going to just love how you look. Same with my other one over there. Just put your shades on. I love shades. It's the fastest way to look chic and to feel confident in yourself, just to put a pair of shades on. So those are my two. Oh, no. Sorry, no, keep going. Sorry. Yes.
Well, yeah, I love both of the outfits that you put together.
Thank you.
They are amazing.
And yours.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so these two over here are mine. I'm gonna just step back here a little bit. So this was my first one. It's my monochromatic look. And so I went with this one because, again, I'm talking about how, like, if you're struggling to find your style, or if you're, you don't really know what you want to wear, keeping it simple is easy. But here, I'm not just doing, like, this is a simple silk dress. You could just throw this on and put on, like, a regular, like, cardigan and be done. But adding this little jumper on it where it has so much different texture, there's holes peeking through, and you roll up the sleeves a little bit and tuck it, it gives, like, this seamless and, like, sexy look, even though you've added the sweater over the dress. And so also, when it comes to a monochromatic look, similar to what Karen did, she kind of played off these two colors. So you have this cream, and I thought that these brown boots would just look so good with them. It kind of has this pop of a little bit of a darker cream. Like, these boots, they eating down. Like, these are, like, I'm taking these home with me. So adding this boot with this, and also I like to match my colors up a bit, so then you have this purse that matches the boots perfectly. And I mean, like, this is so cute. It's so sleek and it's simple. I feel like it matches the outfit perfectly, because when it comes to this outfit with the satin, you want it to be like silk and seamless, and I feel like adding a little cute tote purse with it just ties the look up so well. I don't know if she's going to be able to hold it again. I'm just going to put it down.
You just put it, yeah.
Yeah, but also there's another jacket over here that I would add to it. So if it's a cooler day, you guys, if you're living here in Chicago, it can be warm now and be 45 degrees later. So I thought that adding this little trench coat would be like a beautiful way to layer it, even if we take this off and just throw it on there. And also, again, playing with texture, because outfits, when they're super simple, you want to add the texture on there just to kind of add a little bit more flavor to it. And I just think that this coat is gorgeous. And you can wear this so many ways. Even if you just, discarded this and you just wore this silk dress and added this on there, eat down, add some cute shades to it, it looks so good.
I actually really like that trench. It's good, right? It looks kind of expensive, like high-end kind of with the texture.
With the woven. With the woven texture. It's
very unusual to find trenches that have that texture. You don't often see that, right? You like that, so you want that one, add that,
So, I just feel like this pairs really well. And even you can keep the same boots, or you can even offer the boots that they have on now, which is the darker brown. I love a cream and chocolate combo, and I love the way this looks. I should have worn this today. And then over here for our next one, this is the outerwear look. So I paired this one with a leather trench coat, which I feel like this will pair well for fall, but this will also transition really good into winter because leather is warm. And I also paired it with this denim dress. Now, last year, I seen this dress trending a lot, and I feel like it still plays like a big role in fall today. And I just love this classic, simple denim. You have like this brown stitching, which I feel like plays into fall. And I just love the sexiness of like the denim and the leather. And also, pairing it with these leather boots, it's just gonna keep the sex appeal going. And that's just kind of like my go-to when I'm trying to be fashionable. I also want to feel sexy. And you don't have to do too much or show too much to be sexy, but the leather, the denim, I just love it. And also with this one here, there is another brown jacket over there, but for personal style, when you're wearing something that's really long over the knee, I love kind of keeping the jacket the same length because it doesn't, because a shorter jacket can throw it off a little bit and you won't look as put together or as seamless. So same thing here. When I was looking for a leather jacket, a lot of leather jackets can like kind of cut right here. I see that a lot. But I wanted to find a longer leather jacket to kind of pass the dress a little bit so it kind of flows better. And then when you have that boot, it kind of like flows and like blend in. And I just think it looks really put together that way. And then I also styled it with this leather purse here. And I love the way this looks. It looks so good. But
I really like that coat.
I know the coat, it looks so good when I saw it. I was like, oh my gosh.
Coat.
Yeah, but those are my two.
We're gonna start stripping the mannequins afterwards. Okay, so this is cool. We're gonna have like a Q&A It's going to be between the two of us, but you know, I'm going to throw you lot in probably. So, I'm going to ask you some questions, but you know me, I'm going to have something to say probably as well. So, first off, how do you approach styling clothes in a way that makes you feel confident?
Okay, so when it comes to my style, I feel like I've spoke about it a little bit when I was over there. I kind of wear what makes me feel comfortable. So I try to find things that fit my body shape the best, or find colors that fit the best. I don't know if you guys got a chance to get like, I think it's called like color theory done. Someone's doing that here. And I found that pink works really well for me. This is why I'm in love with it so much. I feel like it really complements my skin tone and it brings my skin out instead of like washing me out. So I try to incorporate pink in almost everything I wear. Some days I don't, like today, but I love to just wear things that flatter my shape really well. Like sometimes I feel like wearing super baggy or like wide leg pants for me doesn't flatter my shape that well. So I go for things that are a little more like slim fit, you know, and what else did I say here? Yeah, I think that was it. But yeah, I try to just like incorporate those things into my outfit as much as I can, because obviously when you look good, you feel good. When things are fitting you properly, you're going to walk a little bit taller, you're going to talk a little bit more confident, you know, so that's just kind of what I stick to.
And also it's the reverse, isn't it? When you don't feel good, when you don't look good, you don't feel good.
Yeah.
At least that's for me. Like you're walking,
and it can affect
and
your
you know,
yeah,
you
if
feel
you're
like
going into a big job interview and you know, your jacket isn't fitting right, you know, you're fidgeting with it a lot, you're sweating a little bit more, you know, but when you're sticking to things that you truly feel confident in, despite what society might have to say about it, you know, you feel your best and you're going to do your best.
And also, you don't even have to be going for a job interview. You could just like walking down the street or just going, you know, you're just going somewhere and then you're like, you know when you just catch yourself in the shop window or reflection, you go, I didn't like what I wore. You know, you're just not feeling the outfit. You think, oh, I should have worn this instead. But it's too late now because you're out. But I know this session is about confidence, but it really, I remember I used to get comments every now and again, not so much now, but I have this thing in me where I can get really excited talking about style and fashion and stuff. And I would get comments occasionally from people saying, oh, it's only clothes, Karen. It's not rocket science. You know, like, I was like, sorry. But you know what I mean? Because it's like, actually, no, it is more important than you realize, because there's a reason why people who are going through really hard times, could be medical, you wear something that makes you feel good. It's makeup, you know, it's the clothes. When you don't feel good about yourself, you can tell without telling anyone because of the way you start to dress.
Yes.
You probably start to dress what I call down. You don't experiment with anything. You probably just default to just black sweatpants because you don't feel confident. You don't feel happy with yourself. And it's the flip, isn't it? When you feel good about yourself, what's the first thing you do to express that? It's your clothes, it's your wardrobe.
Yes.
So confidence and clothing are intertwined. And don't anybody tell you otherwise.
Yes, I was just going to say, don't let anybody try to lie to you and say that it's not. Yes.
Next question. We've all had days when we're not feeling our best self, right? On those days, what's your go-to outfit or accessory that can boost your mood and make you feel more put together?
I love just a good, simple, like say for fall, I love a good, simple dress, like a little knitted dress that can just like elevate anything, make me feel really good. If I'm going out to the grocery store or just going to get my nails done or something, if I throw that on, I feel good. And also I love to wear gold hoops. That is like my thing. I feel like even if you have on like a really cute like athleisure set, I have this really cute hot pink athleisure set. It makes me feel amazing. And if I pair with my gold hoops, you can't tell me anything. Like you just need a pair of gold hoops.
And you're good.
And you're good.
You feel good.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. I think for me, my go-to, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but it's what I love. It's anything that's like oversized, slightly androgynous, tomboyish. That's me. That's why I chose this men's jacket, because it's ticking off the Karen boxes that I love. Anything that has that kind of edge. That's what I was looking for, that word. I like edge. So, for example, I'm going to really show you another example of why I like edge. Especially when I don't feel good or confident about the way I'm putting an outfit together like this one. I'm going to show you how I built this outfit. Now, this originally is actually a long sleeveless, which you can't see, but this is a long sleeveless denim dress that's under here. That's what this is. Then I decided I want black, so I wore a black turtleneck on top. This is a shawl that you just whip around here, and it looks so good like that. I thought, why not just turn it into, right, thank you. Why not turn it into like a blanket skirt? That kind of really like classic plaid wool skirt with fringing as well. Create that look yourself. So it's another thing for you to do when you go back. Like when you go to Marshall's, they had lots of these in different colors. I just happened to pick this kind of brown-blue combination, brown and blues. That's another. I've been saying that to my followers since day dot. Those two colors always will work together. Brown and blues, always, right? That's why I'm wearing this, and that's why I love how it looks. And it's just an easy way to add a texture and silhouette and something different. And you're creating a skirt that wasn't there. Yeah. And this is going to turn around and just be your shawl later on and keep you warm over your coats, over your jackets, and it looks so chic. Put a brooch there. You know what I'm talking about. Okay. I don't know where I was even going with this, but I just wanted to show you my outfit. Okay. That's when you're confident in yourself. Okay. So next question. Oh, how has fashion and beauty helped inspire you to be your most true and authentic self?
So when it comes to fashion and beauty, I feel like it has, especially with being in school and kind of being told, like, you know, what the fashion norms were and what the beauty norms were, it definitely pushed me to be my authentic self. From day one, I think I mentioned earlier, my mom told me that you need to, like, instead of, you know, trying to cover up your skin, you need to trick it out. And like I said, she told me, like, do things with your hair, your outfit, your makeup, that type of thing. So, automatically, I'm like, well, I'm going to do what I want to do and what I feel comfortable with. And I already knew that when it came to the fashion and beauty industry, there was a lot of pushback when it came to that. That's why when I was trying to go out to model, I just didn't like the way that they made me feel, not even about my skin, but just about my body. You know, I was a little too short or I was a little too thick, you know. So I'm just like, you know what? Being unique and being your authentic self, that's your superpower. And I'm not going to let anybody take that away from me. And I feel like growing up, there was always someone telling me, similar to what you said, this is not a fashion show. Why are you doing so much? Oh, we're just going to the store. Or, oh, we're just going to a house party. There was always, you know, a teacher or a family member or a friend trying to get me to just, you know,
bring you
water myself down.
Yeah,
you know,
dilute you.
Yeah, dilute me and kind of like dim the light. And I'm just like, at the end of the day, like, no. I went through this thing in high school where I only wanted to wear dresses. And that came from I loved the way dresses made me look, but also I sprouted up. I was really tall, and I'm mostly legs, and the pants never fit me. I'm like, so would I rather be outside flooded in my jeans, or would I just want to wear this dress that's going to flatter me the best? So that's just going to be, I'm going to be a broken record repeating that. Like, just wear what you feel like you look the best in, despite what your friends are wearing, even what the trends might be. I even shy away from the trends. If a trend is not, like, speaking to me, I'm not going to do it, you know, just because I'm like, it's cute. That person's wearing it great, but will it look the best on me? Maybe not. And I just do what I want to do. Yeah, I don't care.
Exactly. I don't care. And that's the kind of attitude that you have to have.
Yeah, and I feel like that comes once you hit a certain level of confidence. Like, even if someone says, oh, your outfit is too plain, or if it's too simple, I don't care because I feel amazing.
Or too much.
Or too much, yes. Whether it's too plain or too much, I don't care. And, like, some people think that that's, like, a bad thing. But at the end of the day, like, you have to have that mindset, not only just with fashion, but with beauty as well. Because if you want to go outside, you can have the clean girl aesthetic. But if you want to be that person where you're doing, like, you know, like character makeup or whatever, or if you want to go outside with stars on your eyes, I've definitely done it. So what? It makes you feel good. So do it. Who cares what anybody has to say about it? So, yeah.
I love that. Thank you. So, okay, so this kind of goes on from a little bit from what we just said there. Beauty standards can often feel... Did I ask you this? No, I didn't. Beauty standards can often feel limiting and exclusionary. Why do you think it's important to challenge them? How do you do this through your platform?
So I believe that it's important to challenge the beauty standards because they can be damaging. Now that I'm an adult and I'm in therapy, I am realizing just how much of an impact this world can have on a young mind just from someone just simply saying, okay, I don't know, so in my family, if you haven't seen anybody in 6 months, the first thing I'm going to say to you is, oh, have you gained a little weight?
Yeah, same. As soon as I got back to St. Lucia, like, oh, you put on weight. Oh,
and it's just like...
it's typical family.
Yes. And I mean, you could literally be hearing that from the age of 5, 10 going up, and that could really create just a damaging eye for me, myself. I realized oh, okay, I kind of have body dysmorphia. I've always thought I was chubby, and I'm like, no, this is the first time in life I've actually been just a little thick. So I'm just I'm realizing that you have to combat the standards, because if you don't, think about how many people will be left out and be excluded and will feel like they don't matter or feel like they can't be confident no matter what you tell them. You can tell somebody all day that they're beautiful or that they're worthy, but if they don't truly believe it within themselves, it's just not going to work, And I just feel like we have to push back, and that starts with speaking up and just honestly just continuing to be you and doing what you want to do, And I constantly preach that to my audience, and I preach that not with always being like, hey, I have vitiligo and this is what I do, but just showing up as Amber. I never wanted to be the girl with just vitiligo. I want it to be Amber. I want people to see me. Of course, you're going to see my skin, first, because it's striking to some people. But at the end of the day, when you look at me or when you go to my page, it's not my story. It's a part of my story. It's not who I am. And I never wanted to make it Amber, the girl with vitiligo. No. It's a part of me. It's a part of my story. But I'm not just my skin. I'm way more than that. And I feel like when I show up as that online, it makes other people, whether they have vitiligo or not, it makes them feel like, oh, well, if she can do it and she doesn't have to make it the focal point all the time, then I can do it too. I feel like there is power in not making, your flaw or what society deems a flaw, the focal point. Because when you constantly do that, I feel like it tells the world that something's wrong. And nothing's wrong with my skin because it's white and it's brown, and there's a lot of people with white skin, there's a lot of people with brown skin. So what's really wrong with it at the end of the day? And I feel like that speaks powers. And I feel like there's been people in the past that tried to tell me, oh, you have to talk about your skin more and you have to preach it more. And I'm like, not necessarily, because I've gotten so many DMs where people come up to me being like, you just being yourself has made me feel like I can be confident and I can be powerful. And that's why I said it's power in not making your flaws your focal point. I don't joke about my skin. I don't make it the butt of the joke, because some people do that, When you meet someone, they try to say, they try to call it out before someone else does. I don't do that. If you have a question, ask. I'll answer. But most of the time, I forget I have vitiligo. And the people that are around me every day, they forget as well until someone's what's wrong with your skin? Or unless someone is staring me down to a point where I'm feeling it, then that's when I'm like, oh, my skin, but yeah.
But you're right, because it disappears. When you meet anyone who, in your eyes, looks different, when that person, because they're so confident. I remember being in Europe and being across the table with somebody, and she has an issue with the side of her face, but literally in minutes that disappeared when I was talking to her, because she's so her personality was so huge, you didn't even see it. And so it's really important to remember to show up and to just be yourself, and to remember that what it is about you that you may think is a flaw is actually what is your power. Yeah. That is your superpower. Because people are going to be inspired when they see you and think, wow, she can do it, I can do it too. Yeah. Simple as that. So what do you do, really quickly, you only got a couple of minutes, what do you do to help inspire confidence and promote self-love in the online community you've built?
So recently, I have been trying to push my audience to do a little bit of solo dating, and more so in the sense of no matter where you are in life, you should be dating yourself. So whether you are single, whether you are in a relationship, whether you are married, whether you're married with kids or you're a single parent, you should be dating yourself, because we are constantly changing and we are constantly evolving as people. things change. So what you loved 2-3 years ago, you might not love now. And it's incredibly important to explore yourself so that you can have an amazing relationship with yourself, so that you can have an amazing relationship with other people, because it starts with yourself. If you don't love yourself enough, if you don't have a good relationship with yourself, you are not going to have the best relationship with friends, with family, with a partner, because like it's just too important. And I learned this because I lost myself in a relationship. And, you know, when I woke up, I was like, oh my God, where am I? Who am I? What am I going to do now? And it took a while for me to kind of figure out like who I am and like what I love again. And like, that's a hard journey. Some people lose themselves and they don't come back. So I feel like if you know that, then you know to hold that part dear and like, you know, what am I trying to say? You have to hold that part dear and keep working at it every day. It never changes. You should always be solo dating. So now I talk about solo dating, and in the recent months, I figured out that like you need a hobby. So my boyfriend, he loves to fish, and he loves to bowl. He has all these different hobbies, and I realized, girl, you don't have any hobbies. Like Netflix and, you know, going to get donuts and crumbled cookies, that can't be your hobby. Or going to Marshall's, like they can't just be your hobbies. So I got more into reading. I got more into adult coloring books. I did go to art schools. I used to draw. I used to paint. So I got back into those things. And I'm working on a series where I show my audience, like, these are my, like, cozy hobbies, especially right now. You need a little bit more of a hobby than you do in the summertime, you know, to really spend time with yourself and reflect on what do you like, what do you not like, what do you need to pivot to, or just anything. So, yeah.
I love that. Well, thank you very much. And thank you, everybody, for coming.
Yes, thank you.
This was so much fun. We did not get to have like the Q&A because they were going wrapping up. They're saying wrapping up in the background. And I really wanted to talk to you lot and ask you like some questions, but that's okay. We're going to be hanging out. We're here. So if you've got any questions, definitely ask. But thank you, everybody, for coming.
Yes, thank you all so much.
You enjoyed this session.
Awesome. Thank you so much, ladies. Oh, that was so good. I love the dating yourself. Yeah, I need to be doing that. And waking up and you're like,
I love that.
I love it. Okay, well, we've been together all day. I am so thankful that each of you came and learned something. We're elevating together. I just want to remind you that if you want some of this knowledge to share with your friends, or just to replay, because I think I could watch this talk a million times, okay? It's gonna be up in a few weeks on marshallsgoodstuffsocialclub.com. We wanna thank you for today. Together we move the dial forward. Thank you, ladies.